Doma Sports Talk, worldwide, with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, on July the 1st, I was telling you guys there's going to be a heavyweight match between heavyweight contender Alexander Povetkin and Rudenko, right? Going down in Moscow on July the 1st, right? Up until now, everything seems to be a go, right? But it was something interesting that came from Rudenko's camp. His manager, I think it is, or trainer, one of them, Vladislav Yeleseyev. That's his name, Yeleseyev. Anyway, he was saying something very important, right? Because you got the end of May, basically the beginning of June. So the fight is a month away. And right now, I'm gonna quote him. He says the exact protocol of the doping tests are not concrete at the moment, right? Povetkin's team has not made a decision on the issue, but doping control is necessary. This is a quote from him. Now it's a month away from the fight, and we don't have the doping issue handled, right? I don't know if that's what you want to do if you're Alexander Povetkin right about now, right? Because first of all, he's suspended. Actually, he's just appealing. He had a doping issue on May. He was having a title match against Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder's in London already the week before the fight. He gets popped for doping, Medonium, right? Which was banned at the beginning of 2016. But, he was saying it was just trace elements in his blood, whatever. But the fight was canceled, right? And Deontay Wilder had to go back. And then, they basically suspended him. Then they gave him another shot. And so much so that he was going to have a fight in December, I think it was, with Romain Stavern, right? So they can have an eliminator to fight Deontay Wilder for the WBC championship. What happens? He gets popped for another drug, Ostarine. So, he's appealing both of these, of course, but, none of the sanctioning bodies are sanctioning these fights, right? So, but to top that off, the Romain Stavern thing, got to address that really look into how that one was too. Right? Deontay Wilder was there, and he found out about 4 days before the fight. He was in London. He didn't have to go to Moscow. He stayed in London. He went back home. Romain Stavern was in Russia, right? Weighed in. So on the night of the weigh-in, I think they found this out. So you only got a day before the fight. You were able to replace him with a Johan Duhapis within 24 hours. How do you do that? Right? How do you do that? That means you probably were planning ahead of time. Right? And Romain Stavern said something other so when he got back, because he was saying that the whole time it didn't matter if he fights or not. They were saying funny things, and he said, he had to sleep on it and to start. Now he understands, because they had a replacement, basically. You don't have a replacement for somebody who's, who's clean. You don't want to start saying things, but at this point, I just think they're not showing any remorse by having fights, right? And then you're a month before your next fight. Don't you want to show these people that you are clean by at least having someone instituted on who's going to be testing, right? And preferably VADA, because they're going to be coming randomly, right? You want to prove that. So I just think, this is just a false message to the community, like you're not learning. This is a time to show and prove. But at the end of the day, it's the people buying it, right? I think this information about Povetkin is not just for boxing insiders anymore. I think even the casual fan knows he's been popped twice, and it's a time for them to say, well, look, man, we're not coming till you get this under control, right? But if you can still sell fights wherever on this planet with dope fighters, you're going to do so. So let's just see how that is going forward. I just thought that was very, very important to note, because I hadn't seen anybody say anything about it. I've been knowing this for about 6-7 hours, and I was like, well, let me just see if anybody's going to kind of hone in on that one. But I just think that, a month out of your next fight, and we don't have the doping issue squared away, and you have this history, boy, it's just not seeming like you're learning. Maybe we're all wrong. Let's try to think positive, but we're going to still keep our eye on it. Dope Sports Talk, worldwide, and I'm up out of here, man.